Let's just say it out loud, guys, because everybody's already thinking it. Nobody wants a PS6 right now. And after how Sony's handled the PlayStation 5 generation, can you really blame anyone for not wanting a PS6 right now? Yes, the PlayStation 6, it's inevitable. Of course it's coming, guys. Every console generation ends eventually, but the timing matters. And right now, looking at my little clock, the idea of Sony pushing a PS6 feels completely disconnected from where gamers actually are in regards to PlayStation. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: the PS5 generation never really delivered on any of its promises, guys. Now, the PS6 isn't late, okay? Some people are like, ooh, when are you getting it already? It needs to be announced. No, the PS5 was wasted. That's the fact. The PS6 isn't late. The PS5 was wasted. A few months ago, it actually looked like Sony was gearing up for a relatively normal console cycle. The PS5 launched in 2020. I can't believe it's already been 5 years at this point. It feels like it was just yesterday. I remember pre-ordering that some bitch. I remember setting it up, playing it. So a PS6 around 2027 or 2028 wouldn't have been shocking. Okay, it seems right about that normal type of timeline. Some people even think it might come sooner, but now everything that we're seeing is pointing to delays, guys. And weirdly, most gamers, myself included, are relieved because unlike the end of the PS4 era, the PS5 doesn't feel outdated. It doesn't feel obsolete. It doesn't feel like it's being held back by aging hardware. If anything, it feels underused. If you really want to sit down and think about it, at the end of the PS4 generation, you knew it was time to move on. Games were pushing that console to its limits. The load times were absolutely painful. Performance was rough. Developers had clearly hit the PS4 ceiling, guys, and we're nowhere near that with the PS5. Instead, we're sitting here asking, wait, that's it? That's all the PS5's lived up to be? Be honest with yourself. You're you know I'm speaking facts here, guys. So a huge reason for this comes down to Sony's decisions behind the scenes, guys, which this generation was quietly hijacked by live service ambitions, and almost none of them worked. You remember all those new articles that came out a few years ago where it's like Sony's going to focus on live service. They're going to focus on live service. Yeah, Sony's live service obsession wrecked this console generation for them, guys. Sony had studios like Naughty Dog, one of the best studios of all time. They had Bluepoint and others spending years working on multiplayer or live service projects that either got canceled, rebooted, or not even released. And then the ones that did get released, people had total indifference to them. They didn't care. Remember Concord? That could be the poster child for this era forever, guys. That's the perfect example of what PlayStation has done wrong for this PS5 era, guys. It's a game that exists mostly as a warning label and a paperweight. That game came out, millions spent on it, had a fucking line of merch, a controller made for it. There was a TV show that had an episode dedicated to Concord. This game was basically criticized so bad that it didn't even last 2 weeks once it launched. I cannot believe that happened. I There will never be another one like that. And if there is, I will be surprised. But Sony can't afford to waste stuff like that. But let's also talk about other stuff. Haven Studios Fair Games. Remember that? Question marks everywhere. Bungie's Marathon. There's a lot of uncertainty behind it, but it's going to be dead on arrival. People have been already calling that Concord 2.0. There's nothing that looks great about that game. Even Naughty Dog admitted they weren't built for live service development after wasting years on it. And the result of that is a lost generation of development time. They could have made a banger game that people would have enjoyed, a masterpiece, which is what the PlayStation 5 deserves. Instead of steady single player releases that push the PS5 hardware forward, we got silence, we got delays, we got studios spinning their wheels. They all literally didn't do jack shit for PS5. Sony's clearly course correcting now, though, but the damage is already done. The PS5, at the end of the day, was never properly pushed. Okay? Let's be honest. How many PS5 games truly feel next gen? There are some standout moments, though. You got Horizon Forbidden West, you had that Ratchet and Clank game, you had Death Stranding 2. There was a few. There was a few out there, but that's not a lot considering how long the PlayStation 5 has been out. Take a look at the list. And I think Ratchet and Clank is still the game most people point to when talking about the PlayStation 5's potential. And that's kind of a problem because that game came out, what, like 3 years ago? One showcase title shouldn't carry a console generation, an entire console generation. Most games still feel cross-gen. In fact, a lot of them were. Many of them are. And that's not just developer laziness, guys. It's because so many players stayed on PS4 for years, even after the 5 came out. I still have fans that play on friends and fans that play on PlayStation 4. At one point, nearly 40% of PlayStation users were still on PS4 years into the PS5's life. That alone tells you everything you need to know. That PS5 was peak. That PS5 was banger. But now, let's add the AI hardware nightmare. As if Sony's self inflicted problems weren't enough for them, the entire hardware market is now a mess. We've been talking about it. AI is eating everything like breakfast. GPUs, memory, storage, all of it is being prioritized for data centers and not consoles, not gamers. Companies like AMD and Micron are shifting focus towards enterprise AI customers, guys, because that's where the money is. Okay. That means higher RAM prices, higher GPU prices, less ability for consumer hardware, less availability for it. Analysts are already warning that the PS5 and next gen Xbox launches, I mean, the PS6, they're warning that the PS6 and next gen Xbox launches could actually be delayed purely because of memory cost, not because Sony can't design the damn thing, but because building it at a price people would actually pay for right now is almost impossible. So this could be delayed to like 2030. In that case, they need to take advantage of the PS5 and do what they can with it, guys. Now, the price problem's getting out of control, guys. Remember when pricing of consoles got cheaper over time? I remember. Well, that era is long since gone. The PS5 and Xbox Series X didn't drop in price. They went up in some regions dramatically, and that should scare everybody because if current gen consoles are already pushing 700, 800 in certain areas of the planet, what do you think happens with the PS6? Analysts are already openly talking about it being $900 to $1,000 as far as consoles go. The Xbox next gen console that's coming out is already rumored to be $1,200. Sony's not going to eat these losses like they did in the PS3 era. Absolutely not. They've made it clear that they won't. So what's Sony going to do? They're going to wait. Maybe they'll stall. Maybe they'll hope prices go down. Because even Sony knows this is a problem. They've been talking about the PS6 more openly, but if you listen carefully, it sounds like there's no confidence in it. It sounds like they're positioning, they're waiting to see what happens. They're talking about machine learning, they're talking about neural rendering and AI assisted pipelines. And that will essentially be the future of PlayStation hardware. But even that will still come with trade offs, guys. You know, talking about ML workloads, those are expensive. Those require fast memory, wide bandwidth, specialized hardware, and all of that costs money. And all of it is being fought over right now by the AI industry. So they're in a tough place. Sony wants the PS6 to be revolutionary, but the market is telling them that good luck paying for it right now. So this is the part that Sony really can't control, honestly. This sentiment online is brutal also. People aren't excited about it. They're not hyped. They're not asking when the PS6 is coming out. They want to know where the fuck the PS5 games are. They don't need a PS6 till 2030, and people are fine with that, guys. The PS5 didn't even get on its footing until like 2023, to be completely honest. So they should fix the PS5 before selling us another console. And that's not console fatigue, guys. I think that's trust fatigue. Can we really trust them to spend 800 or more on a new console that is going to be overpriced and might not even deliver because they didn't deliver on the last one? Gamers don't want promise. They want delivery, guys. But here's the funny part. in all this, guys. Delaying the PS5 might actually be the smartest thing Sony could do at this point because the PS5 still has room to grow. GTA 6 is coming, Witcher 4 is coming. Naughty Dog's next single player game could finally show what this console can do. And rushing into a PS6 right now would feel like Sony skipping all the accountability of what they didn't do with this, guys. And again, I'm not trying to hate on the PlayStation 5 and Sony and all that, but they fumbled it, okay? They burned time, they chased trends, they under-delivered, and you guys know it. So when I hear people saying PS6, this is and that, we don't need it. We don't fucking need it. But let me know what you guys think right now. Do you think we want it? Do you want it? Do you don't want it? I think nobody wants it. Nobody needs it. Sony has no one to blame for themselves. Should Sony delay the PS6 as long as possible and actually finish the PS5 generation? Or are you ready to move on no matter what? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share this video out so more people see it. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe with notifications. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much.